Don't look under the internet.
Because you're a fuckwit. Anyway, welcome to Don't Look Under the
Welcome
Internet.
to our comedy show.
Jesus
Comedy
Christ.
internet podcast where we dive into horror, but it's never really scary because I'm here, Mike, and I'm an idiot. And I'm followed up with Matt.
I'm an idiot, but I am scary.
And there's Doug.
Yeah.
And there's Jason.
Hello, everybody.
You know, and on the topic, I've been thinking for a while, maybe I should just get off the fucking podcast. I'll punch you if I see you in real life. You ever come up to me in the coals? Anyway, so Diluti, housekeeping. The only housekeeping I got is punching that guy in the dick. We don't really have any other
you do have one.
I do?
Yes, we just talked about you looking it up and then saying,
Yeah,
right, we did forget that.
Dipshit.
Oh, right. Oh, shit.
Right, we did forget that.
So we don't have anyone new per se, but I do have some shout outs that I want to make. So we got a couple donations that I want to shout out here. First and foremost, we have one from Stein Kroll that says,
That's it.
"Hi from Denmark." Should I give it an accent?
Yes.
What would be a Denmark accent?
I don't know, but I would go Swedish.
Hi from Denmark. I'm a single mom. This makes it better. I'm a single mom, and I use your podcast to unwind after a long day with my wonderful son, 5 years old.
Whoa, no.
Love y'all and hail Satan. I will sub to your Patreon when I can afford it. Hashtag single mom life.
can
frowny
afford it.
face. Here's the thing. I know life's hard out there in what I assume is a fishing port in Denmark, because I don't really know what Denmark does. I assume it's just a giant island full of fish. Like,
No, the fish are not on the island. That's the whole point.
so, boys, on this topic that I have today, I know I mentioned comments before on YouTube, but we're going to go into a different social media. For once, we're not talking about YouTube stuff. I know we talk about YouTube a lot, but this time we're going to take a little journey into the nether realms of places like Instagram and Reddit, because I figured we'd cover a couple of Instagrams, and then we're going to sprinkle in some subreddits that the boys found as well that are just fucking weird. I enjoy these episodes because, again, it's just crawling. It's just finding the obscurity in the internet. You know what I mean?
I like seeing what piques everybody's interest. Because
Exactly.
yes, we all enjoy these creepy, weird internet topics and shit, but every week we all come to the table with something kind of wildly fucking different.
Yeah, there's more than just horror on the
Yeah.
internet. There's also just
What the fuck?
the macabre.
Yeah. No. Yes.
So I guess
Macabre.
who wants to start? Who wants to go first?
Macabre.
Jason, yours are up first in the list. Do you want to go?
Yeah. So I was going to ask, since we're doing these
I
Reddit
felt
ones,
like
I have
school. Like, it was like, who wants to go
Students?
first? And everyone's like,
No,
not making
no,
eye
no,
contact.
no.
They're like,
I have
If
two
nobody
that I could
volunteers, I'm going to
technically
start calling on people.
ah, shit.
technically I have three that I could do. Do you guys want to hear about Post-its or burglars?
Let's talk about burglars.
You want to hear about
sounds fun.
burglars? Okay,
Mhm.
let me go to that one.
If it's not about the Hamburglar, I'm out.
It's not about the Hamburglar. I don't know if his name is Ham, but he is a burglar.
Doug has left the chat.
Okay.
Cue aim log off noise.
I'm enthralled by all 3 pixels of Mike and Jason right now.
Oh God.
They look okay on my end.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
a
you got to get a better
consolation.
computer, Mister. It turns off when we play a golf game together.
Okay.
You're one to talk. You're one to talk guy who uses computer that I built out of free shit that I dug out of my closet.
Hey, you know what? I'm never going to turn up or pass down any free thing, even if it means a computer that functions. So thank you. It does everything I need it to do. I love you. Please don't ever take this away from me. You jug your fucking thermos of Sprite.
What are we?
What you got for us, homie? Is it being weird?
The story that came up was was about a guy who got his car stolen, and then whoever was driving it, died, and so his entire family thought that guy died. But then he showed up at his own funeral. Is not what I am trying to infuse this podcast with right now.
This is going great. Well,
So
This is so
would somebody
bad.
else like to just take the reins
Fine.
while I fucking find
I'll
this?
go. You figure your shit
Hey.
out because you
We'll
need
just-
the time.
I was prepared for what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I know. I goofed. I apologize. I'll go then. So I found two
Yeah, wait, for
Instagram.
context, just so everyone's clear, Mike gave us he's been giving us
Mhm.
topics, right? And then he gave us a topic, and then within like a day or two of today, he said, you know what, never
Fuck it.
mind. We're going to do something else. And now everyone is probably just as confused as you listening are.
Okay,
So,
first off, I told you on Friday. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Secondly,
So,
y'all didn't look shit up anyway, so I don't want to hear it. So I'm going to talk about two Instagram accounts today. I'm going to talk about one called Unknown Signal Catalog. And it's not just an Instagram account. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on basically it's kind of like a little podcast series of its own, but you can find it anywhere else. But you can basically how it starts off. There's a lot going on. They have about roughly 3 seasons. It ends up being about 50-ish little videos. They're all about 2 minutes long. I didn't go through all of them because A, I didn't have the time, and B, you get the pretty general gist of what's going on, especially when you go to the Instagram. They literally tell you, if you just look at the pinned videos that they have on there, you get the gist of what's going on. You can catch up pretty quick. But basically what this guy is it starts off with this signal that is found transmitting from outer space. Where from, we don't know. But it's a very weird
Outer Spotchy.
outer spotchy. Dr. Spachiman.
There's outer spotchy, there's goss spotchy.
Yeah.
2 hours from
All
Tito.
potchies are there.
Yeah. But
I like
it's,
outer space better.
it's a signal that's like a bunch of, it's just like beep boop bop beep beep boop, boop, like, you know,
Yeah.
that's that stereotypical like space sound. Beep boop bop boop beep boop, boop.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Um,
Every time I go to space.
Yeah, and so it starts off with that, and then slowly over the course of time, a voice starts coming through on these signals. And all these signals are being basically found and recorded by a college. They don't specifically say what college, but that is who is basically posting these recordings. After a while, you start to get more and more little chunks of voices until finally you hear, "Hello, people of the universe." And you hear about this man named Icarus, who basically woke up on a space station far into the cosmos, has no memory of what's going on, and is just trying to get in contact with anybody.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. So as it goes
Hey, get
on,
Icarus was the guy who flew too close to the sun, right?
Wax wings. yeah.
Wowie. Look at that.
Wow.
Zowie.
So as you go on throughout this, Icarus gives you updates as to what's going on with him. Some things that are going on, like or in space around him. Like he mentions at one point that he has a full blown like breakdown at one point because he's like, I'm not sure if anyone's listening to these. And it's kind of maddening being out here in space.
Oh, isolation.
Yeah, he's like, it sucks being out here. Eventually, he gets in contact with another person whose name I forgot, but they're not really integral to the story. And they kind of send like messages back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
This person sends music to Icarus, and Icarus sends music back. And then slowly but surely, music kind of becomes a big part of this. And as you progress through this Instagram page, you kind of find out it is an advertisement for a band named Icarus the Cosmonaut. Band is
There it
pretty,
is.
yeah, it's pretty fun. You kind of get a hold of that pretty early on,
Yeah.
especially because during some of the transmissions in the descriptions on Instagram, they're like, transmission from Icarus, song title by Icarus the Cosmonaut. And I'm like, all right, yeah. So it is kind of an advertisement for the band, but it's still very fun. It is just this space story. Now, unfortunately, they haven't uploaded in a couple months. The last upload was November of 2024.
Is Icarus okay?
Yeah, it's still Icarus and the other person. They're still in contact with each other, talking to each other. Icarus is learning. He still doesn't know what's going on in his life. He has vague memories of other crewmates, but he doesn't really have any recollection of who they were or what they were doing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he just knows basically he's on space for a purpose and he doesn't know what that purpose is yet.
He's on space.
He makes a fun
You should
joke
get
at one
closer to
point.
the sun and see what happens.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. He makes a fun joke at one point where he's like, oh, I got in contact with some college on Earth. So that's fun. But I hear whisperings of who's really in control of Earth. They mentioned something of a president and this all-knowing entity they call the FCC. So if you're listening, FCC, please, for the love of God, save me. I will do anything for you.
They
He's
won't
like,
let
I'll
a
become an
man
advocate
named
for
Eminem
whatever.
be.
Yeah, he's like, I'll become an advocate for whatever you want. I'm in no position to say otherwise. Please just save me from space.
Get me the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
and it's just kind of fun.
That's ever since I watched Gravity, like being alone in space, slowly floating away from anything
Mhm.
whatsoever, has got to be the most like dreadful, sinking, terrifying feeling ever.
Yeah.
I've always wondered how far you would really get into that before like some radiation just zaps you.
Just killed you.
That's unknown signal catalog. It's a fun little thing. Again, everything's like 2 minutes long. There's like 50 episodes. I just thought it was kind of interesting, especially because when you're on Instagram, turns out there's not a whole lot of like mysterious and fun Instagram accounts that are like how you just stumble across a weird website or like a weird subreddit. There's not really much of that. It's when you get into the weird Instagram, it's more or less this guy's pretending to be a kid, and it's like,
I feel like Instagram is so vastly unmoderated that you can just like find some weird shit on.
do
it.
whatever
I think
the
there's
fuck you
just
want.
too much content to moderate. That's the thing,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
I don't
It's kinda
know,
like
but
TikTok, I guess.
it's like one of the big reasons I don't like watch reels on Instagram is because I'll get on there for like 2 seconds and then it'll be like, you want to watch this guy get shot in the head? And I'm like, not really,
really.
but I guess we're
Not
going
again.
to.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So my next Instagram account is Archive in Between. You can find it on Instagram. You can find it on like Facebook, all that kind of shit. They got a website as well that you can go to if you want. But the interesting about the Archive in Between is it is basically a website / Instagram page dedicated to archiving stories and like traditions and like mythology from across different universes. So there's no like one coherent story on this entire Instagram page, and there are a lot of like stories or reels on this Instagram page, and none of them are really cohesive. You can click on any random one and it'll pull up just a random story. They're all separate. A couple that I found interesting. I think it's like the 4th or 5th one, but it has to do with a spaceship that comes in to this planet that's similar to Earth, and it's shaped like kind of like a dodecahedron. And it comes on Earth. The minute it does, the specimen that's inside just dies. It just dies almost immediately. And
Great.
they're doing like experiments to see what it is. And the specimen that was inside this ship controlling it was just this like cube of meat. They're like, there's no like sign of like organs or like higher brain function. It's just a fucking cube of meat, but it shares similar attributes to humans. Like it's got DNA, it's got RNA, things like that. But they're like, we don't know how this thing, being as basic as it is, basically, it's a companion cube. Yeah.
Portal.
Yeah. They're like, we don't know how this thing, this just cube of meat that essentially has the same brain function as a jellyfish, was able to fly this spaceship across universes. It doesn't make any sense. And this whole mini story is about these scientists doing these experiments on this flesh cube to see what the fuck is going on with it. There's other stories on here. One that is, how do you kill a god? Gods have a lot to do with these multiple universes. Again, each of these represent a different universe. None of them are entangled, so you can click on any random one. But a common theme between a bunch of universes are gods. And in one of these stories, it says, how do you kill a god? It literally says, find a god that you want to kill. You find its enemy, and you bargain with the enemy, saying, hey, if you kill this god, I'll make it worth your while. And they go kill the god. And then you just do whatever that guy needs you to do.
Foolproof.
Yeah, right. And you just rinse, repeat.
Right.
There's other ones where it goes through like the different types of gods. How there's like false gods, which are like things that acquire godlike power but aren't like naturally born gods. They're like humans that have killed a god and like consumed part of their flesh to gain some power. So they go into some really interesting concepts, which I like. The only little thing I do not like about this site is it is very heavy. Everything on it is some form of AI.
Yeah.
Like the audio that's used is AI, the visuals is AI. So I kind of don't really appreciate that, but I'm willing to give it a small pass because it doesn't look like they're a big creator. It doesn't look like they generate that much revenue off of these. So I'm okay with that a little bit. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta do what you gotta do to make your story. If that means using AI when you're a small creator and you don't have the funds to make shit,
Yeah. Or the artistic talent.
yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I'm not advocating AI usage. Like if fucking Kim Kardashian was like, I'm an artist now, I'm making AI art. I hope someone just bankrupts her somehow. But
I'm shocked that more people aren't like high fucking profile celebrities aren't just using AI, because there are so many people who aren't celebrities.
What was it? NFTs?
Yeah.
That was a big thing for a while.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton's like, look at my ape. Oh, it's fucking
Fuck
dumb.
the ape. But there's so many people out there that just claim that they're making art and sell it for like $50. I feel like if Kim Kardashian claimed to be an artist, she could probably sell AI art for a lot of money. I'm not saying for her to start doing that. I think that'd be terrible.
But
That's like a
either
scam
way, that's
where people will like run websites where they claim to be like a design firm, and then pay them like $200, and they just like make some AI bullshit.
It takes them 10 seconds.
It's really bad. But that's Archive in Between. Like I said, I like the stories. The stories are very interesting. I would love if it was a bit more cohesive, because again, every reel is its own thing. It's its own story from a different universe. None of them really have anything to do with each other. So you can just click on any random one and it's something new, which is very cool. I like that. It's kind of like an anthology. But I would like a bit more of like give me like a 10-parter, just cohesive story of something that's going on in that world. Because they explore.
Can we get a cohesive counter going for how many times you said
they explore dozens of universes, but do nothing with them. Show me some of them.
It's just like a glimpse into it, which, like, again,
cohesive,
fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah. You know, show so many fingers.
Put a toe up there, Matt. Do it.
Show feet live.
Oh, he's going on fucking.
That's going on the wiki feed.
He's going on wiki feed right after this episode.
Twitch is gonna ban us, son. What are you doing?
I don't think feet are in the TOS.
No, just
I fucking love Archive in Between. It's super interesting. I wanted to talk about the machine that bleeds.
Yeah.
If you like something that's like half from the Warhammer universe and half from the fucking Hellraiser universe, go check that story out. It's super cool.
The feet that bleed.
It's the feet that bleed. Matt?
The feet that bleed you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I really have. Consider you two boys have Reddits, and Matt, I saw had an Instagram post. I'm gonna let Matt go next to keep the coercion.
I got a gram.
Cohesion.
I'm not
that's
gonna
an
put my
important
feet
distinction.
up again. My gram is, honestly, there's not a whole lot to it, but I don't know if I can get this video to play, but what I have is called Breadface. And Breadface is it's fetish content. 100% this is fetish content. What you're gonna find on Breadface is an Asian woman just slamming her face into various types of bread. We got donuts, we got pita bread, we got loaves of bread, just full on loaves of bread. There's other weird shit in here, like her just turning on this like fashion show rotating thing. Yeah, in this bodysuit.
Cash for Palestine.
Here's a cake that she smashes her face into. A cake that's shaped like a shoe.
Is cake bread?
Is cake bread? Yeah, sure. I don't see why not. It's just bread with a bunch of sugar in it, right?
And I guess bread already has sugar in it.
Is
just
cake
bread with more sugar in it?
Cake and bread are the same thing.
I'm not gonna show any more of this because some of this edges on not safe for work. But the reason that I know that it's fetish content, and I don't just
It's because I've personally jacked off to it.
is because this awakened something in me. No, it's because if you go to the link tree at the top of the Instagram page, there is a link to the OnlyFans, and you can watch this woman shove her face into bread in the nude.
Do you think,
Hell yeah.
do you think she
$15?
puts bread in herself?
A baguette.
Oh, we should pay the $15 and find out.
That's the
I strongly considered paying the $15 to look at it, and I got so far as getting halfway through the checkout process, and I don't remember, some minor inconvenience happened, and I was like, all right, it's not worth it.
No
But-
more bread
No.
for me.
No more breadish.
no
Yeah.
bread.
So
Bread
yeah,
face.
if your particular fetish happens to be skinny Asian women planting their
Bread.
face into leavened baked goods, then
See,
this is the Instagram
See, that just-
for you.
that just pisses me off, man. How come I was
What?
born so unlucky where I can't just make thousands of dollars a month slamming
gonna
my
have to
face in
stop
some fucking
right
bread?
there.
You know how
You probably
might be able to. Have you
gotta
tried?
Stop. You gotta stop, Mike.
I just want an easy
You
life.
gotta stop.
I just want to shove my face
Good
in
luck.
bread and some pervert online be like, "Here's $15. Do
You
it with the
probably
rye."
Have you
can do
tried
that
it?
now.
Yeah, have you tried it?
I
mean,
haven't.
you
I
got
should
you
give
got
it
a
a go.
twink bod. You got
Yeah.
you got something somebody's looking for. I'm sure
Yeah.
of it.
Someone
That's
out there is
true.
looking for a ginger smashing his face into bread.
It
Maybe
might just be you
I could-
taking like individual corn kernels and putting them
was
in
gonna say,
between
I
your
bet-
toes.
I could do my own thing.
I bet if you wore a skirt and did it,
There's something
there's
there.
somebody out there that would pay for that.
All you gotta do is just like, I don't know, shave your legs and feet, paint your toenails, and just pass it off. You know, be like,
No.
Shove your feet into the bread. There you go. This
There we
girl's
go.
this
That's
girl's
shoes,
this girl's cornered
bread
the
shoes,
market
yes.
on bread
Honest
face.
bread
You need to
shoes.
you need to corner the market on bread feet.
oh, you can just fuck bread, Mike.
Yeah, just
Whole
stick your whole
dick
dick
in
in
bread.
there.
There's no losing with that proposition. Even if
like
nobody
how-
buys it or
Give
pays
the
for
bread
it,
a
you
yeast
still fuck.
infection.
I
You
like-
still fuck bread. And
It started
sounds
off
like a
so
good time.
detailed. Like, no, it started off so detailed. Like, no, here's what you gotta do. You gotta shave your legs, wear a skirt, paint your nails, and then
Pass it
just
off.
delve to, or just fuck the bread.
Just fuck the bread. You would make money.
Just fuck it, dude.
You would make money. You want an easy life? What do you do for a living?
I'm
I
the
fuck
rye
bread
guy.
for 28 minutes a day.
I'm the rye guy.
That's it.
Yeah.
The rye guy.
I'm Breichel.
Breichel. What the fuck?
Well,
Is that
here's-
everything for bread face?
yeah, that's all the bread face I got. Here's one where she's like shoving her face into like some sort of pastry here, and then underneath that she's just washing like celery.
Lettuce or some
Or-
shit. Yeah.
So it's a
like a
little
leek.
healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
do- I mean,
yeah,
that's a lot of
there's
carbs.
there's something for the vegans. Oh, never mind. She's got the feet covered too. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, damn it.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
That was your access to an easy life, and it was just ripped away from you, Mike.
Well, it's
Damn
like
it.
it's a low market, so you could probably.
I can
swing
still
it
fuck
in
the
there.
bread. I'm not out
You
yet.
still got that.
boys.
You don't need to film it. You can still do that if, if that's
Right,
something
yeah.
you're interested in.
You can just go have a good time.
Yeah.
That's true.
You may get asked to leave Jewel, but that wouldn't be the first time.
Just do you want me to go into my Reddits, or do we want to pass it back
Yeah.
to somebody else?
No, go
Okay.
your Reddits. You're here. You're
So-
talking.
I'm here. I'm talking. I don't want to be. So my first Reddit
I don't
is
wanna be
called
here anymore.
"Are Girls Aren't Real." Now, maybe you've heard of "Birds Aren't Real," but this is just that, but it's women instead. So the entire
Hell yeah.
premise of this subreddit is that women don't actually exist, and that
Mm-mm.
anything that looks like a woman is actually just a robot sent to spy on people.
Yeah.
If I learned
This-
anything from Andrew Tate, it's that if you like women, women like men. And if you like women, that means you like men. That means you're gay, dude.
God, I just need to.
The beat got me.
Yeah, more timing, but perfect timing.
Okay, it was
My-
the quickest I could get it done.
He's just
My
Andrew
favorite
Tate, and I
thing-
go, nope.
My favorite thing about this subreddit is all the trans people asking what this means for them. Like one person was like, "I'm gender fluid. Does that mean that I'm constantly phasing in and out of existence?"
So it's having an existential crisis.
Am I supposed to be here?
The one person asked, I can't find it now, but one person asked the question that everybody's actually wondering, which is like, here it is. Is this actually legitimately a subreddit? And they got some pretty good answers, which are, the top one is, well, it all comes down to personal beliefs. Is Santa real? Some say yes, some say no. Is Mexico real? Some think the amigos you see on the streets are just paid Hollywood actors. Are aliens real? Some say they built the pyramids. Are girls real? Some say they are, and others have never seen nor touched one. Choose between the blue pill and the red pill, bro. The sub can only help you this far.
At least they're honest.
At least they allow you the freedom to think for yourself after a certain point.
This is a remarkably active subreddit. So, you know, if you have questions, this goes back to actually when I was a kid. I recently found out that I was not alone in this experience. But when I was a very young child, I thought that women had special abilities. Like, I thought that women could just like read my mind.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe I've mentioned this before on like a bonus or something, but I straight up thought that just like every woman had the ability to read my mind. And it was part of it was just because like it was probably some sort of like mental illness, but it was also like my mom knew things that I was trying to hide somehow.
Yeah.
And obviously now I just realized that it's because I was an idiot kid and terrible at hiding things. And I guess that's probably why this is a shared experience, because I ran across somebody on Reddit who said the same thing. They were like, I used to think that my mom could read my mind. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. And then I found this subreddit.
Can we meet for coffee?
This is all in the last couple days.
Right. And then I ended up on Girls Aren't Real. So it goes deeper.
See, I think moms are just that intelligent where they're not reading your mind. A, moms are that intelligent, and B, like you said,
the obvious fucking clues you're dropping.
Yeah,
because when you're like 10 years old, you can't lie to save your life.
No.
Mm-hmm. I remember, I know I didn't get away with it, but I don't know how either I don't know if my mom found out or the teacher never said anything. And Mom, you're listening. You're about to find out something about what the fifth grade we did. Shock! No, this is like third or fourth grade. I failed like a test. And when you fail tests, they were like, all right, you have to bring this back to your parents and have them sign it so they know that you failed. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I winked at the camera for all you audio listeners. And so I brought it home and I signed my mother's name as best as a like 9-year-old could sign his mother's name. And I didn't sign my mother's whole name like my mom does. I just wrote J.
Oh.
And I just learned cursive that year. So I tried my best cursive, and it definitely looked like a 9-year-old who just learned cursive that year. So when I gave it to the teacher, I was like, she's never going to. Yeah, I was like, she's never going to buy that this is my mother's signature. So I got to think of a plan. And so I went up to her and I was like, hey, my mother works the night shift. She was very tired when she signed this. That's why the signature looks bad. And the teacher looked at me and went like, oh, okay. And as a 9-year-old, I'm like,
got away with it.
You fucking fool. I
tricked you. Unprompted?
Meanwhile,
like they didn't even say anything about it. You were just like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, unprompted. I was just like, by the way, mother was super tired when she signed this. Because I was like, I gotta back myself. I gotta lay these building blocks.
I gotta come up with the lie. That's number one rule in lying. Don't give information you're not asked for.
And I did anyway because I was 9 and didn't know that. So either two things happened. One, the teacher was like, oh, this poor stupid kid. I'm just gonna let him have this one. Or two, called my mother. My mother never said anything. Mom, let me know if the teacher ever said anything to you.
Stupid here, stupid in real life.
Heard it from the lady herself. She never knew.
And then the last subreddit I've got is something that just is personal for me. It's r'_gore. This is if you've listened to the show before, you know that this is a personal pet peeve of mine. And people, how did you all graduate like middle school?
Yep.
Every fucking time I go on Reddit, somebody is misusing an apostrophe. People, Just take the 5 fucking minutes that it will take you to learn the difference between like it's and
And
also
Matt.
how to make things possessive and plural.
Matt, were you born in the 90s? Is
Oh my god.
That's my biggest one, and that's where I'm going with this. So
This
This
fucking
episode
site
brought
looks
to you
learn
by
how to make
Grammarly.
things plural. Learn how to make things plural for one. When you take there are people in my neighborhood who have these fucking rocks in their front fucking lawns that have like their last name on them, and it's like, oh, the Browns live here, and it'll say like Browns, but it'll be like Browns apostrophe S. What? Brown is? Or is this Brown's
What is
rock?
brown?
This rock belongs to Brown, maybe. I don't know. Like, and who's printing these fucking signs? But the one that bothers me the most, is the one that Mike just brought up, which is abbreviating decades. The apostrophe goes where the first 2 fucking numbers in the year were supposed to go. If it is 1990, it is abbreviated not apostrophe 90, not 90 apostrophe. And a decade that is like the 90s is not 90 apostrophe S. That would be like 90 owns or 90 is. No, the fucking apostrophe in any of these situations goes where you're taking the letters or numbers out of the fucking word, you fucking morons. Go back to fucking grade school. God damn it, I am so fucking tired of reading this shit.
We'll put
Not gonna
our,
lie, man.
our
It looks like a
discount
nightmare.
code for Grammarly in the episode description for you guys.
But so to that
Grammarly, here,
point,
listen
if
to
you
this
want to be
episode.
as infuriated as I am, you can go to a R apostrophe gore and just see countless fucking examples of people doing this at their places of business.
Oh, the 2 that I saw that was up on the screen, like I looked at, I'm like, I can never go to this website.
sofa is, chair is.
I would just be so fucking angry. The
I
whole
have
time.
seen the fucking decades abbreviated like that on like t-shirts at like like fucking like in the mall at
Yeah.
like big retailers.
They don't give a shit. America is not known for its education system.
Wow.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Apostrophe gore.
Well, Matt,
right.
now that your turn's up, and that's turns apostrophe S.
My turn is up.
That was perfect.
Wow, yeah. Honestly, I knew you had a lot of hatred towards that.
Rage.
Didn't know it would. I honestly, now that you come up, or next time you come up, I think I know what we're gonna do for a little bit of fun. It's gonna be,
Are we just
can
gonna
I piss
drive
these 2 off
around
somehow?
and like just fine?
And I think I know how I could do it with you.
Yeah, I think you've got a solid way to just making Matt very angry.
I'm just gonna so hold up a card with incorrect grammar on it.
Just
Ooh,
says 90s apostrophe S.
scary.
Do
to
you
me.
have like
Fuck.
a wedding invitation that
Oh God.
says like Alan is or something?
Allen's is the Allen's is
The
wedding.
Allen's wedding.
I'll find one for you. I got you. Jason, how do you feel about Redemption?
I have the thing. We're not going to talk about depressing shit. I hope. No, this one. So I also turned to Reddit, and it's simply because I just don't fucking have an Instagram,
Fair.
so I can't look at anything on there.
You know, the ironic thing is, when I was asking for topic ideas, you recommended Archive in Between.
Yeah,
And now you're like, I don't got Instagram.
I was down to do it, but as soon as we changed the topic, I was like, oh, okay, I won't even try.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, right?
I would love to cover more of it. Maybe one of those like random ass, like find something here and just talk about it. Awesome, perfect. But no, instead of being a good little researcher, I decided to just say fuck it and do my own thing.
Why
And
not?
so I found a collection of like super infamous Reddit posts throughout the years, and I looked through a bunch of them, and I added a couple to the list. But one of the ones that stood out to me was it goes over the expression "party like it's 1999."
With an apostrophe.
Yep, without the S, just an apostrophe, no S. So there was a Redditor, and they live in England, and they say they went to a flat party in 1999, and someone threw a cigarette in their beer. Fucking rude. I accidentally drank it and felt like I may have to barf. Both toilets are currently being taken up. So I run one floor down outside the building, barf my ass off in the garden on the left. When I come around, I see the neighbor's window open. My neighbor, who I know is at my party and is living alone, and someone has opened the window and entered. I go near the window carefully and see some bloke with a travel bag picking off valuables like Dreamcast, some electrical stuff. Again, if this does not date when this story is coming from, that did. So this person runs back to their flat party and tells everybody that there's a burglar in the house next door. People call the police, but they're drunk. So like waiting.
What's the number for 911?
Well, they get a hold of them, they call them, and then now they're just waiting for them to show up. Now, you guys know that a minute when you're drunk seems like a half hour sometimes, where you're just like impatient. And so this fucking flat full of drunk people decide, you know what? We're going to gather a bunch of supplies and we're all going to head next door. We're going to see what's going on.
Kill it.
So they start grabbing like broom handles. Some guy gets like a bunch of trash bags, and I don't really know what his plan is, but he's got them. Someone grabs a fire extinguisher and just a bunch of random shit that's at this party. They all run across to the current, like the active burglary in progress next door. Now, I would love to imagine what the burglar turned around and saw when like he heard the noise of all these people showing up to the window, because you have a solid like 20 drunk ass people carrying random household items, and they might look angry. Some of them are probably laughing, but most of them are probably shouting. The guy freaks the fuck out, panics, tries to leave through the same window, which that's in my book, that's mistake number one. Like
always make a new exit.
You always have two exits, especially one that's not barricaded by a bunch of drunk assholes. So he tries to get out the window, but two drunk people end up grabbing him and literally just going limp on top of him, just falling the fuck down and pinning him. He's freaking out. They start like prodding him with like the broom handles. One guy just starts like beating him and apparently missing wildly the whole time. They don't think the guy got like a single bruise on him. And again, they're still waiting for the police, One of my favorite parts is the exclamation of, then duct tape guy arrives.
Duct tape guy.
So a guy apparently brought out this huge roll of duct tape.
Just like swinging it.
Yeah, like he was all gung-ho about it. And so they put the guy down and they got this brilliant idea that, hey, we should wrap this guy up and make him look like a present. And so they grab trash bag guy, gets involved. Duct tape guy brings his tape out and they tie a bow on his head, and he's like still in shock. He's like, can just let me go, please just let me go. If I were in that man's position, I would also probably be terrified, because a bunch of drunk people just caught me breaking and entering. I don't know how kind they're going to be.
And they made you a gift,
and they turned me into a present. I don't know what the present is supposed to be, but I don't really want to find out. And so they keep wrapping him up. They find more tape, and they make it so this guy is not going fucking anywhere. Absolutely impossible for this man to escape. And so they start chanting, they start cheering. A guy like runs off to the supermarket to go get more alcohol for them while they're doing all of this.
Yeah,
and like
celebrate.
As he comes back, the police show up, and so he's like handing beers out to a bunch of randos, and the police see this guy like dressed up like a garbage bag Christmas present sitting outside this man's open window with a bunch of drunk fuckers just chanting. And so apparently the cops pull up, and as they do, someone gets the idea to take rope and tie him to a street light.
Yeah, that's gonna go. What are you, Spider-Man?
Well, then they realize he looks like a piñata. And so they start hitting him with broom handles.
Nice.
Not like super hard or anything according to any of the reports.
As the
just
cops
like,
show up? Like
as the cops are showing up, yes. And when they showed up, they got like a huge cheer, and everyone was like trying to get them to drink beer with them. And there's just like this party going on. Well, this is the
part in stories where when everybody cheers, it's fake. The story's fake to me.
Oh, I 100%
Nobody cheers.
So police show up and they try to act serious, and that's just not fucking happening, because they showed up to a place where about 20 drunk assholes have a man dressed up like a piñata strung up from a fucking street light and are hitting him with broom handles. And the police aren't really sure which side is the perpetrator at this point. So they get more information. And this is where the memory of OP or whoever is telling the story gets a little fuzzy, but They do say the one thing they do remember is they had to explain to the police why the man had been turned into a quote unquote human caterpillar. And apparently all the cops were like choking down laughter as they were arresting this guy, because very clearly he had burgled, and these people were just babysitting until the cops got there. They all left. I'm sorry, the cops left with the guy, but in order to get him down, apparently there was this big Greek guy named Peter who
It's a good Greek name.
it's a
Peter.
very good Greek name.
Peter.
Cut the rope down, guy hits the floor, and apparently this man walked this guy to the police station over his shoulder like a roll of carpet.
But the cops couldn't take him.
That's the part of the story I don't have any idea
The cops
about.
show up, laugh, and they're like, "All right, well, you got it under control.
Yeah.
Take him down to the precinct for us."
Yeah, but this is a story that is just full of batshittery. Like, how many things have to go exactly correctly for all of these things to have happened with no casualties whatsoever? Nobody was harmed. Nobody was bleeding. Nobody fucking died.
And no, like drunken disorderly in context.
No drunken disorderly. The only arrest that was made was the guy that was breaking into the apartment, which, like, yeah, that in my book, that makes sense to me. But all the fucking shenanigans around it, like, nothing? Like, no reports about a mob, an unruly mob beating a man with broomsticks. Nothing there? Okay. All right.
Hey, honey, what's going on across the street? They're tying a guy to the street light and they're beating him with broomsticks. Don't go outside, Sharon.
No. I just want to see where this goes. Come on.
You better believe everyone in that neighborhood was like looking out their window, like, what's going on?
Oh, 100%.
Are we okay with this? Yeah, we are. Okay.
Are we okay with this?
But that is the hilarious story that I found that I figured I'd share with you all. I know you guys had something a little bit weirder, but this is one of those fun little instances on the internet where coincidence and alcohol meet to give us a very fucking entertaining story.
To be fair, I also went silly instead of creepy.
Your next one is interesting.
I love my next one.
Yeah,
I can do that now, or I can let Doug go.
Ah.
Doug, do you have more than one?
I have 3, but it won't take me long. They're not stories. It's just fun subreddits I found.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'll do my last one last. Then I'll let you.
Yours is pretty good.
It is. I love my other one. It's
all right, we can do that.
So funny.
All right, so I wanted to find some creepy shit, and as I was looking for creepy shit, I came across some funny shit, and I couldn't not share it with people because this is the first time I've seen these, and holy shit, one of my favorite subreddits has now come out of this. So the first one I have, which I think is just real silly, is called it's r/have we met. And literally what this is it is a community where everybody pretends and comments like they know each other, like they're all from the same town, and they just talk about random shit.
I like illegal chicken racing. That's a fun one.
well, you have to like have like
not what I thought this was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, it's just like you make up your own like persona and shit, and then everybody just makes weird posts. So it's like, has anyone seen Dave in town lately? Things are abnormally peaceful.
So
and
this
like
is
all the
basically
comments,
just like those role-playing servers in Gary's Mod, the subreddit.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna
much.
say
Yeah.
this is a Facebook community, but fictional.
But if you like look at like the people who are commenting, it has like their persona in it. So like this one says, like they commented, I think Dave's taking some time for himself. I saw him at the grocery store and he didn't even like enter the alcohol section as far as I could tell. But like this person's persona is Gail Carrera, and it says they're an amputee and a tiny home builder. Like it's the most like
fuck.
But
Fuck.
it's just so strange. Like I was just like reading through a bunch of stuff, and it's like, everybody just does a really good job at just talking about shit and being like on this like wavelength where they're just
Is
they're
there
just
a
role-playing
name?
this imaginary place.
Is there a
they
name for the town?
No, they just never specifically say where they are. Like that's like
Oh.
one of the rules.
That's
is
even
that,
better.
Like there's no specific. It's just they all are in the same place and they
Have
all
you
know
noticed-
each other.
Have you noticed yet if anyone goes like super wild where they're like, anyone see that UFO in the sky last night?
Well, I think so. So I think in the rules, if you like read through like how you're supposed to do this, there's like a big Discord for this specific Reddit, subreddit, but
The
basically
current
it
mayor
looks
is
like
Crystal, and she's got a very voluptuous.
Voluptuous.
I didn't even actually ever see that. That's funny. But like there's like rules for like what you can talk about and like how you can act and shit, I guess. So like if you have to like look at like the weekly posts and like I think it like sets up the week's like worth of posting, if that makes sense. So like I'm sure you could be like, hey, I saw that UFO again over my house, and people will comment be like, oh yeah, it's like every Tuesday it comes into town, or like, you know, like they'll just be like
Right.
doing weird shit like that. But I thought it was really weird because like when I stumbled across it, I was like, this is kind of fucking hilarious.
It's all
And,
fun
like,
and games until you make a post you put a lot of thought into, and then somebody shows up at the comments and just goes, "Freeze, Michael Scarn."
You're under arrest, fool. That was more of a fucking Randy Marsh, but yeah. So that's the first subreddit I have. I thought it was fun. It's gonna give me hours of enjoyment later on in my life. The second one I have is r/fifth world problems.
Oh God, yes.
This
I
one
haven't
is
heard that one.
this one is interesting. So just for example, I don't really know how to describe this other than all of the posts are just
They're fifth
wild.
world problems, Doug.
So okay, so for example, this post, it says, my green started speaking in blue and summoned a giant ultraviolet cat dog hybrid right above my future memories. What can I do about that? And someone posted, the most logical thing to do is simply accept the creature. Every cat dog hybrid needs a loving forever home. Lest the navy blue finds him, and we wouldn't want that, would we? And then and then where was this? Pretty good. Oh yeah. It says you should tell your green to try again because it sounds like fun. Did you perform quantum dialysis on it?
Quantum
And they said
dialysis.
yes, but it became time itself. It's like
You
all
may
of
or
the
may
posts
not
are
have
like,
kidney failure.
I think you both do and do not.
Well, that's in the future.
You don't know if your kidneys have failed until you perform dialysis.
until you look at exactly.
This one says got
Schrodinger's
microwaved by
kidney.
my sandwich. So I don't know how else to put this, but my friend John pranked me and put a neutron star in my sandwich. When I checked to make sure the tomatoes were cut just right, I was blasted with well over 10 to the 20th degree J of pure microwave radiation upon my bun. So can I recover from this? And what's a good counter prank to respond with?
Yes, you'll be fine.
Are
10
you
Hail
a
Marys.
microwave safe vessel? Was one of the comments.
Are you a microwave safe vessel?
You'll be all right. I'm sure you won't develop walking ghost syndrome.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
I fucking
Not
love
sure about recovery, but to counter.
The
What were you
rules.
gonna say?
Use your real words and sentences. Burn down your neighbor's house. No references to Reddit, memes, or pop culture. Burn down your neighbor's house. Be original. Burn down your neighbor's house. He knows. So rule 7 is just he knows.
He knows.
Yeah, I was reading this for a while. It's very fucking good.
That's fantastic.
it-
Fifth World Gone Wild is another one where they try to make like entities from the fifth world posing in a seductive manner. However, none of our brains can comprehend what the fuck that looks like. So
it's just
a bunch
masturbating
of,
to the weird shit that like AI comes up with like extra
Yeah,
limbs.
more or
and,
less.
like,
like
body
fractals
horror.
that turn into like one of those pictures that you have to like focus in the center of, and it turns out to be another fractal, and that's just all it is.
This does it for me.
I'm so horny.
That's another fetish site. Yeah.
I'm about to edge. But yeah, no. So that's fifth world problems. You can, I mean, just from those couple posts, like you kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. It's just everything is backwards and not right, and just yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm sorry, Alpha posted.
That's incredible.
Alpha posted. So it's like the sub where they post the same Garfield comic every day and everyone pretends it's the first time they've seen it. r/dementia.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's fantastic.
There's another one called it's our Alzheimer's. It's very similar to that. I almost did that one, but I was like, that's kind of sad.
There's one that's just empty. Oh, our Amish.
Yeah, Amish.
Yeah, Amish.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. That's hilarious. That's quality comedy right there. And okay, so my last subreddit, probably my favorite subreddit I've ever found, because this is just too funny. But it's our Tales from Cave support, and holy shit, it is stupid.
White stick better than stick stick.
Yeah, white stick better than stick. I Jugant, I kill mammoth. See white stick, big white stick, pull out of mammoth. Heavy bunga. Jugant kin say stick better, can't find anywhere. Jugant think mammoth white stick better. Stick only good for spear, not bunga. And I shit you not, every post is just like that. And it's just, I think, cave people asking for help.
Tech support.
I'm literally gonna follow this right now.
It is seriously so funny. Dunka no good at stone game. Fire bad.
What is
Why
it?
no-
Cave people support or
looking at
caveman
it.
support?
Cave
Looking at
Tales
top all
from
time.
Cave support.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, hit the top from all time. That's good.
Dog
That's
have
a-
question.
Oh man,
Oh, this is long.
that is fantastic.
Me Thog live in cave with tribe. Thog go hunting, find other tribe. Other tribe live in funny piles of grass. Thog go see tribe, ask why live in pile of grass. Other tribe tell Thog, not pile of grass, is hut. Thog look inside. Hut like cave, but made of grass. Thog see hut makers have much good things. Thog have many spears offered to trade. Hut makers laugh. Say, Thog spears not as good as hut makers spears. Thog offer knife. Hut makers say Thog knife not as good as theirs. Laugh at Thog. Call Thog stupid. Thog get mad. Hit hut makers with stick. Run away. On way home, Thog get idea. Thog show hut makers who's stupid. Thog get back to cave. Find friend Ugg. Tell Ugg what happened. Say have idea. Get hide. Lay on ground. Thog and Ugg make butt mud on hide. Make butt mud for 1 days until Big Chief get mad. Say hide smell like butt mug. Made Thog and Ugg get rid of. When dark, Thog and Ugg take hide. Roll up with butt mud inside. Go to hut maker place. Hut makers only have small water hole, not river like Thog tribe. Thog and Ugg throw butt mud, hide, and water hole. Run back to cave. Next day, Thog go hunting near huts. See hut makers drinking water from the hole. Thog laugh. Hut makers drink butt mud water. Thog come back every day, laugh some more. After 1 days, Thog not see many hut makers. Very little smoke from cook fires. Thog come back next day, no smoke, no hut makers. Thog go look inside huts. Big mess. Butt mud and upchuck everywhere. Huts smell worse than butt mud hide. All hut makers laying on ground, covered in upchuck butt mud. Thog hit hut makers on head with club. Take some of hut makers' stuff and no have butt mud or upchuck on it. Go home to cave. Thog do this 3 times, then run out of clean stuff to bring home. So Thog sets huts on fire, go home. Tell tribe not to drink from hut maker's water hole because it make them all sick and die. Anyway, Thog question. Next day, Thog see big hairy spider in cave when Thog wake up. What do?
I love that was a giant waste of time. Like,
What do?
What to do?
anyway, now that that's all out of the way,
Big
what do I
hairy
do about
spider.
spiders?
Yep. That's classic. Yeah, I don't know. I found some good Reddits
What
and I was like, these need to be shared with the world. So
Yeah,
that's where I went this week.
I
pretty
appreciate
good.
that. That is pretty great. You have one more.
I do have one more.
I don't know if we could top cave support now. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm here for it.
No,
still.
that's pretty fucking great. The last one I had is this is another one of the infamous Reddit stories. And as of
Oop knife?
okay, So in
Hoop
Butt mud.
butt
Hoop
butt
knife.
knife. Butt knife.
in about 2016, there was a Redditor named R. Bradbury 1920 posted to r/legal advice with a question. And this was the question. On the 15th of April, I found a yellow post-it note in handwriting that wasn't mine on my desk,
my
reminding
God.
me of
I've
some
heard this
errands I
one
had
before.
to do, but told literally nobody about. While odd, I chalked it up to something
Haven't
I
we
did in
done
my
this
sleep.
before?
I think we did.
Yes, we've done an episode on this before.
Yeah.
Cool.
We sure have.
I don't think Jason was on it. That's why he doesn't.
I don't think I
he
was.
I think I did this one.
Yeah.
That would be why you probably remember it, Doug.
Well,
Awesome.
As soon as you said Bradbury, I was like, wait a minute.
Well, we're an hour in anyway. So.
Well, if nothing else, go back and listen to that again because this is
TLDR.
a fucking funny
do
story.
you want to TLDR it?
Dude has carbon monoxide poisoning and leaves himself post-it notes all over his apartment. He thinks his landlord is stalking him and or trying to kill him.
Turns out
Turns
he's
out
just forgetful.
he's just doing it because he's poisoned himself with CO2, and apparently his fucking CO2 detector read 100 parts per million,
Hell
which
yeah.
is not a good number for you to be existing in.
Nope.
Anywhere below 3 is probably good.
I was on a thread the other day that I ended up on. So if you want to see weird shit on Reddit, turn on a VPN and then open a private browser and
Oh, yeah.
go to Reddit because it will it completely disassociates you from anything you've clicked on before. And it just recommends the weirdest shit. And one of the things it recommended me was like a thread of like, what's the most disturbing shit you've ever seen on Reddit? And somebody said they found a thread one time that was like a confession from a guy who was a furnace tech, and he was fixing a gas line to a furnace, and he crammed like a shirt or something into
read this.
the vent.
Fuck.
Like the vent that actually vents everything to the
Yeah.
outside, and then like forgot it was there and put everything back together and left. And the next day, he came back to finish the job, I guess, because there was something that they still needed to do. And it was like 5 people in the house. Everybody died. And
Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck.
he
Carbon
removed
monoxide.
he just like snuck around back and pulled the shirt out of the vent and left, and nobody ever found out.
Yeah,
Until
there's like
now.
a mega thread of that. I think I've seen that same post where it's like people telling like the craziest stories and shit. I read that one
What the
actually
fuck?
looking for stuff for today, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, whatever.
I found so many really depressing ones.
Yeah. This thread that I ended up on in the other day was like, it was bad. There was a lot of shit
Yeah.
in there that I was like, oh my God, I don't feel well.
Right.
There's a fucking I don't want to go too into it, but I remember there's one on that thread that was talking about this girl, or I think it was like it was either girl or guy, I actually don't remember, but they had a bunch of like diseases, and they had like a counter of how many people they were like sexually transmitting their diseases to, and like it was really fucked up. Reddit just bad place.
But then you get poop
Unfiltered.
knife.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Butt mud.
but well,
What do Harry Spider in cave?
that covers this episode, doesn't
Our
it, boys?
shenanigans.
Our
Our
shenanigans.
shenanigans.
Yeah, so whether it be Instagram or it be Reddit, whether it be the archives in between, or Frog putting butt mud in
In other people.
in Hutmaker's well, it really goes to show that the internet is actually a blessing in disguise.
Nope.
Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and say follow us on all our socials. You can find us anywhere. We're either DelutiPod or Don't Look on the Internet on just about everything. I think we're on Blue Sky now. I don't know because I'm not on it, but
I think
check it out if we are. Yeah, check it out. Maybe we are. We'll see. Shoot us an email, delutipod@gmail.com. And then
Email.com.
email.com.
Email.
I was hoping no one would have heard that. And
1-800 phone number.
go to our Patreon, patreon.com/delutipod. We don't have a phone number anymore. Yeah, so we're not using the phone number anymore, really.
Yeah,
So
people
don't
stopped
really.
calling it, and
Yeah. We hadn't gotten a
Yeah,
message
people
in a
stopped
long,
calling you.
long
We haven't
time.
gotten a message in a while, so it just kind of expired. So ignore the phone number now, unfortunately. So
if
go
for
to
whatever reason you would like to use it again, let us know. But
You
keep
can
in
just
mind if it stops,
shoot us an
we're gonna
email.
stop.
Just shoot us an email. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Just
If you want to leave a
so-
voicemail, just record yourself and email it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only
Um,
get a fucking minute and a half anyways, and you get cut
Yeah.
off, and like half the time people are talking, and then it's just like, boop.
Yeah. But
Anyways.
patreon.com/dualitypod or go to our website, duality.com. There's merch and other fun things there as well. Hug your dad and go do that more often. Jason, what do you got? I guess I don't have anything ready to go.
As fucking always, stay paranoid. But not because the internet's full of weird, creepy shit.
Because that guy's following you.
It's because that guy's following you.
You know, you haven't turned around in a while. Is he still there? You should turn around, check it out. He might still be there.
He might be. Also, check, please, for the love of God, make sure your CO2 things are fucking working. CO2 detectors, for the love of God. You can't smell it. You can't taste it. You have no idea what's going on.
And your
Well,
radon. Check your radon detectors.
Radon as well.
This has been Home Improvement with Diluti.
From two homeowning boys.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Moo, what do you got?
I'm just realizing now that someday somebody's going to get our phone number and people are probably still going to call at some point. And they're just gonna be like, why am I getting these fucking voicemails about this weird internet shit?
Well, if you're that person, call us on
Yeah.
your phone number and
Yeah.
leave a voicemail.
We can reverse the interview that we had with what was her
That-
face the one time.
Oh god, I was so scared for that when that happened, but I'm so happy that it did. At the
Oh,
same time.
that could have gone south so very quickly.
That's all.
But that
I
was
got.
great.
Doug, what do you got?
Slap your beans against your beans and whatnot. But what I want you guys to do, because I know you're all fucking degenerates that listen to this, go on Reddit and go to one of the subreddits that I told you about today and try to canonically build in Diluti into one of the subreddits and then send us the link.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Thank you. This has been your
you.
this is the end of your local broadcast service.
I'm Asian
Good night.
correspondent Trisha Takanawa. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, as I say, just keep my
I'll keep it rolling. I have to piss.
Don't look under the internet.